What is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome back.
We're back.
Welcome. We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. We're back, guys. Welcome back to another great episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. I'm your host, Ferris Muthana, and I am with my right-hand man, the yin to my yang, the ebony. No, that's not, that makes no sense. Neither one of us. Neither one of us is white or black, so that's true. That makes no sense. The peanut butter to my jelly. No way, I'm peanut butter. You're jelly.
I don't know about that.
No, because I'm peanut butter. Everybody wants peanut butter. Not everybody wants jelly. So I'm definitely peanut butter.
I'm more like jam.
I'm more like jam. But you know what's not jamming? Contracts and my star player. Them and the Giants are not jamming together. They're jamming apart. But before we get into that, we actually want to touch on a little bit of things, a little bit of NFL news, and then we'll get right into the main course of the meal, which is the Saquon Barkley contract. That's the main meal. But, let's get right into it. It has finally been confirmed. They were rumored, and people thought they were definitely going to get it, but now it's definitely confirmed. It's confirmed that the Jets will be on Hard Knocks. So the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner, and Robert Saleh, they're all. It's gonna be a Jet show. The Jets have already been on. I think the year with Rex Ryan, the famous. Let's go get a snack. So there's that. Shout out to the lunch break hot take folks. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to them. I don't know if it's Jose or Brodney. It could be one or the other. So there's that. Shout out to you, both of you. And then other NFL news. It's been pretty quiet lately in the NFL.
Yeah,
it's kind of
waiting on Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins to sign somewhere.
Exactly. Those are so like
that's pretty much everybody's talking about.
It's where's Dalvin Cook gonna go? I never saw them officially release him. Has it actually happened? Have they officially released him?
Pretty sure they did.
Because I haven't seen anything unless I missed something.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay, so that's it. So they're waiting for Dalvin Cook to pick a spot, and then they're waiting for DeAndre Hopkins to pick a spot. A couple of teams in the running. Huh?
Do you have a spot? Where do you think they're going to go?
If I was DeAndre, I'd go to Baltimore.
Baltimore?
No, because then you force them to pass the ball. You're not going to put DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, is that going to give him the most money? I mean, what was he trying to do? Is he trying to get money?
No, the thing is with that, his contract, it got Baltimore actually ruined the DeAndre Hopkins contract. Thank you, Adelia. He was released on June 9th. Thank you. Shout out to the Rogue Pod. Shout out to Tony. You're right. It's true. But the Odell Beckham contract ruined it because it was 1 year, $18 million. So DeAndre Hopkins is going to say, you're going to at least give me 1 year, $18 million. You may give me 1 year, $20 million. That's the contract because Baltimore has done that. But then we get into that for like, oh man, not everyone's going to follow. Like not everybody follows deals like that. Like people talk about how like Deshaun Watson, like people talk about his deal in Cleveland. People like, see, that deal is not going to have any effect on any other deal. Yes, it did. It affected Jalen Hurts' deal. It affected Lamar Jackson's deal. These contracts have effects because when you're going into negotiations and someone's telling you, oh yeah, Baltimore gave Odell 1 year, $18 million. You're going to at least give me that. That's our starting point. That's the starting point. And then we're going to go up. What you think the player's going to be like, oh, no. Baltimore did that. We don't do that around here. Okay, then you're not getting my services. You're not getting anyone's services. That's not how the market works. If someone pays something and it sets a standard, Caleb, no one is going to go below that standard if you're just as good as them. It goes to the Saquon Barkley deal. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah.
You pay like when you NFL QBs, when someone gets $60 million a year, Caleb, all the next QBs who are just as good as that quarterback or better than are going to start the negotiation starts at $60 million. That's it. We're not going below that because the market has been set. And Odell Beckham Jr. set the market for 30-year-old quarterback receivers. In his case, he's coming off of 2 ACL injuries, 2. And DeAndre Hopkins I've never really had a major injury like that. Yeah, I got hurt in Arizona and I missed 6 games, but I never tore my ACL I never, did any of that. So if Odell's getting 1 year, 18 million, if you're not offering at least that, we're not talking. So, and you lose the services of DeAndre Hopkins, and people are going to pay him more than that. It is that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that the best spot to get if that's what he's holding out for? Is that the best spot to go?
Oh no, I would go there, but the problem is I don't think he can because they don't have enough money.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, so it's probably, the Giants were in the running. We'll see. Cowboys were in the running, I believe.
Cowboys in the running for every free agent.
Yeah, that's true. They're in the running for every receiver known to man.
And they actually don't.
And they don't get nobody. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So there's that. But we'll see. And Dalvin Cook, I think he's just waiting for Miami to find a way. Miami's trying to find a way to get him. But Miami has like 18 million running backs. You know what I mean? They have they drafted Devin Achi, who is supposed to be a gem that they found, and he has like Olympic speed, Caleb. Like he has multiple Texas high school speed, track and field records. He is a track guy. He runs. He's a burner. So I'm like, you have him and you have Dalvin Cook, but then what are you going to do with Raheem Mostert? What are you going to do with Jeff Wilson? Someone's getting cut. There's too many.
But that's just the thing with Saquon Barkley we're about to talk about. What's the value on a running back even at his age, older in the upper 20s.
Right. None of them are Dalvin Cook. That's right. You're right. But but the thing is,
that's what I'm saying. We're going to get into that. Like, what is the value of that position?
A premier running back. Yeah, premier running back. But now before we get into that, the main course, Caleb, you have a little training camp battles. We're watching the Cowboys. Which ones are we watching?
Some Cowboys stuff.
Wait. Time out.
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
Hit me.
All right. Training camp battles. Well, I'll be at training camp in 2 weeks at the opening ceremony.
Oxnard?
I'll be there in Oxnard. I am going to that. I absolutely cannot wait to go see him because I've been in San Antonio training camp. I've never been to Oxnard yet.
They built a city. Like it's basically Cowboysville.
Yeah, they definitely have a big fan base over there in California. So definitely excited to experience that. But what I'm excited to also see on the field is a couple battles. One of the main ones is the receiver position after the top three. Jalen Tolbert, third round pick, needed to step up. He did not have a good season last year. Did not show up at all, really. Him fighting.
Remind us of the top three, Caleb. CD, Cooks, and who?
And Gallup.
Michael Gallup. Got you.
Yeah. But after that, it's kind of like a big mix of guys. Jalen Tolbert, like I said, needs to step up. Jalen Brooks, we just drafted. And then Semi Fogo is still there somehow, but he's still in the running to stick around. So I just want to see who out of that group, or if they're unknown guy that haven't mentioned that shows out because these guys get hurt, and then after one of them gets hurt, then who's left? And so I want to see who steps out from that group of guys. And then Jordan Lewis coming off an injury, he's still got 1 year left on his contract. He's coming back, and Jordan Lewis has always been a solid slot corner. Like he's locked down the position. But guess who came out last year and had a phenomenal rookie season? That is DeRon Bland. Had a way better season than Jordan Lewis has ever had. So that's a very interesting spot that nobody really talking about.
Could he have lost his job
versus Jordan Lewis in that slot corner position? Because obviously we know the top two guys. We got Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs. On the edges. But who's that slot guy? Can Jordan Lewis take that spot back, or is it just DeRon Bland now with the younger guy there? That's definitely interesting to see and find out. And then the next one, guys, the tight ends. Obviously, it's after Dalton Schultz left us. He left a little bit of a hole there. but we drafted Luke Schoonmaker in the second round. And we also got 2 up-and-coming guys with Hendershot and Ferguson. So those 3 guys are just like we're not sure who's going to start there. I would assume Schoonmaker gets the first snaps, but I don't know. I mean, Peyton Hendershot and Ferguson did show what they had a little bit when they had a chance, and
but they seem like they're one-trick ponies, Caleb. You know, one of them is the blocker, one of them is the receiver, and then you expect Shoemaker to be both.
He's a
right?
blocker. Yeah, he's a
blocker,
but he has with the ability to catch.
Well, Dalton Schultz, didn't he seem like he was like kind of
no,
like
Dalton Schultz was awful.
Was awful blocker, not a very good blocker.
No.
Okay.
He was awful. That's why we were okay with letting go. That's why we totally switched up and got more of a blocker, but with the ability to catch and Schoonmaker, because that's what we wanted. We like Hartley said it, and this offseason, he says he wants to run the damn ball. Well, we have to have a blocking tight end to do that, and I think that's the reason why we targeted Schoonmaker.
Caleb, right there, you said you want to run the damn ball. Pollard broke his leg, so is that workload going to be on Malik Davis and Deuce Vaughn?
I would assume in training camp, definitely. Those guys are going to have definitely better chances, but also Ron Jones there. But
still playing. Damn.
Yeah. It was a questionable signing for me. I didn't really like that signing, to be honest. But something, I guess they see something in him, but I really don't. But we'll see what he's got. I think more of the battle is going to be between Deuce Vaughn and Kevontae Turpin to who's going to be the returner, because Deuce Vaughn can return ball. Really well as Kevontae Turpin. And where does he fit in with? Can Turpin fit in with those with that receiving group, or is he just a returner? We'll have to see there. And then also, like you mentioned, Tony Pollard with his injuries, and obviously that deadline for getting an extension is coming up on July 17th.
Yep.
He's on the franchise tag right now. But ultimately, I just don't think the Cowboys are going to extend him or have a long-term deal with him, just due to the injury, due to the fact with the experience with signing Zeke to a contract, and we just got guys are coming before we sign him, like Dak, Lamb, Diggs, lots of guys we have to sign. So I just don't see after this year that we're even going to sign him. I said just release him. Even before we sign him to the franchise tag, because I just think that just hurts the cap, and we'll just go with you should have drafted somebody. Davis and
you should have drafted somebody.
Or drafted somebody. That's what I thought we should do, but hey, we got Tony Pollard for another year. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to be much more after that, and this is pretty much his year to show out what he can do for pretty much other teams, and hopefully, win one this year. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, pretty quiet. Other than that, but we did sign a kicker from the USFL. Brandon Aubrey from back-to-back champion, Birmingham Stallions.
We actually didn't talk about the USFL championship. We didn't.
We were
or the XFL.
Well, we did talk about that.
Yeah, the USFL championship. Yes.
Yeah,
fortunately,
but the
our
Stallions
Houston Gamblers didn't make the playoffs, unfortunately.
Yeah. But we signed the kicker. That wouldn't be so much big news, but it's big news to the Cowboys considering how bad Brett Maher was in those final 2 games. We needed one. So if he can do what he did with the Stallions, he was pretty good. 32 at 37 field goals with his time there, 57 at 59 on extra points. That's pretty good to me. So if he can stay as consistent as that, we also have Tristan Vizcaino there. So whoever wins that battle, hopefully they're better than what Brett Maher did at this final. Because Brett Maher was great through the whole season except for the last 2 games, but that's why we got rid of him. So hopefully someone does well, at least as well as Maher did for most of the season. So but other than that, that's pretty much all I got for what the Cowboys been doing. And yeah, like I said, just really excited to go see training camp and get the football season started, man.
Mm-hmm. Also, fun fact about your new kicker, Caleb, and the USFL in general, your kicker is actually a former soccer player. I'm not talking about like, oh, soccer player. Like, he was a legitimate soccer player drafted in the first round of the MLS draft. He was drafted by the FC Toronto. He actually played for FC Toronto for about 3 to 4 years, and then he tried kicking, and he kicked for the Birmingham Stallions. So he's actually a soccer player.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that. As well as the USFL championship, the first USFL championship, Caleb, that did not feature the Philadelphia/Baltimore Stars. First time ever.
Well, this year, only been a few seasons. It's not like it was a huge deal, but
no, there was a couple seasons in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like, the 80 seasons, it was Philly or Baltimore. And then last year it was the Philadelphia Stars. First time ever, the Philadelphia Stars were not involved in the USFL championship. First time here. But back to you kept talking about Tony Pollard on franchise tag. Speaking of another running back on the franchise tag, hit me.
All hail the New York Giants.
The New York Giants are still engaging in heated contract talks with their star running back, Saquon Barkley. There was more information now being revealed this coming around because due to the fact that Saquon Barkley wants private negotiations with the team. He doesn't want a lot of leaks. He wants to just negotiate with the team. We haven't really gotten a lot of confirmed stuff or, like stuff that's concrete. There were the leaked reports of him rejecting $12.5 and $14 million per year early on in the season. But then he says, I don't know where those reports come from. That never happened. He says it's all about respect. He wants respect. The new information we're getting now is that the guaranteed money was around $19.5 million, but it's unknown. But here's the problem: it's unknown if it's at signing or throughout. So we still don't know the parameters and the ramifications of contract. This year, I've started to realize NFL contracts are not what they seem at face value ever. Like never.
Do you know what he's looking for? Is it just the price or is it the years?
He's been on the record. He's been on the record and said this. I don't want to reset the market. He said that in public. So that kind of hampers your negotiating power. He says that publicly. So the cutoff is he wants $16 million. That's it right there. Because the contract everyone keeps talking about is the Christian McCaffrey contract that he signed a couple of years ago with Carolina, where it was $30 million guaranteed at signing. But the thing is here, Saquon Barkley can say that, and he is as talented, he's very good, but he has something that Christian McCaffrey didn't have at the time of signing. He didn't tear his ACL. He's not coming off of an injury that people deem catastrophic for certain running backs' knee injuries. We saw what happened with Todd Gurley with the knee injuries he suffered. He then tailed off. And that's the kind of the thing that's hampering him in negotiations. Saquon Barkley saying like, hey, I'm just as good as Christian McCaffrey. And I'm going to be real with you. If he doesn't tear his ACL, that's true. I believe it. Christian McCaffrey showed Carolina that he was a one-man offense. This offense is me. I am the offense. I dictate the offense. I am the engine. And he then got his contract. Saquon Barkley said that last year coming off of an ACL. He said, I am the offense. I dictated the offense. Everything ran through me.
I agree with him.
Yeah, I agree with him. He has a valid point. The 19.5 guaranteed signed throughout. I've seen it a couple of times. I think it was in an article by Patricia Traina in Sports Illustrated. I saw it also tweeted out by Giants Insider News and Podcast, that account. So I want to make sure to give them credit. Like these, go to them. They know the information. That's why I give them. I shout them out. Thank you guys so much for the hard work you guys do. So apparently, like, he's also added another agent. He's actually wrapped by two agencies. Rock Nation operates the football aspect, while CAA operates like his off the field, image, personal endorsements and stuff like that. So apparently the contract was made around, I think, mid-June. Well, no, that was that was, and I'm talking about that was the adding the agent was around mid-June. But yeah, he's not talking. He's not trying to reset the market. He doesn't want 17. He doesn't want 18. That's not what he wants. He publicly said it, which honestly I think was a bad decision on his part. He publicly saying that, but he has said it. So he said it in front of reporters, in front of everybody. I don't want to reset the market. So the cap is 16. The cap is 16. And the reports of him saying like, oh yeah, about the 12.5, the 14, he has said, I don't know what you're talking about. What deal? What are you talking about? I don't understand. He could be lying to the media and say like, well, how do you know that? And like lie to them and say, you don't know what you're talking about. That happens all the time. Like that's a possibility. But you have leaks. You have the leaks saying this, and then Saquon publicly saying that never happened. So somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. And they could be, the leak could be lying. He could be lying. And then that's the thing. What's the market? What's the market, Caleb? Like we said earlier.
I don't know, because the running back there, it's a weird market. Like, it's just whatever the team, it's market specific towards whatever team, whatever the offense and however they view how much they run the ball and how they view the running back position overall. I mean, that's really the market. The market is kind of a fluctuating market, depending on what your team is doing. The market for him with the Giants is extremely valuable because, like you said,
he was the one. He was the offense. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it runs through him. I mean, like I said, I mean, he looks over and sees Daniel Jones getting paid when all he saw.
He's happy for him.
Was Daniel Jones handing him in the ball all season. So
I think he's happy for Daniel. I remember Mike Lombardi was talking about like the team of me or the disease of me, like it's gonna rip the Giants apart, but it didn't because he got his contract. Dexter Lawrence got his contract. Now Saquon Barkley Saquon is happy that Dexter and Daniel want their contracts. He's not jealous of them. He's like, but now where's my money? But then the problem is he plays running back, so teams try to shortchange them. But Saquon's like, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me.
That's why I can see it from both sides. I definitely see his side. Like this runs through me. That running back only has a short lifespan in the NFL. He's already been injured. We don't know how much he's got left. But for those exact reasons, that's why I see the team side and say, yeah, exactly. You have injuries. You have a small lifespan, and we're not going to pay you that much because of those reasons. So I can see both sides, from his side and from the team side, of why he should and should not get paid. And
the position he plays, Caleb, I think you're with me on this one. The NFL is now kind of over the years have basically said, if there's a replaceable position on the field that we can easily replace with like a 5th round pick or some random running back on the market, it's running back. It's a running back. You are the position that's easily replaceable. Every other position, not really that easily replaceable if you have a great player. But like if a great player plays running back, NFL teams now have said like, you're replaceable. We can survive with a running back.
Because teams can say, look at who won the Super Bowl. 7th round running back was the leading back of the Super Bowl winning team.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's pretty replaceable.
Yeah, and then you look at Tom Brady's years. How many running backs did they use? 8. It felt like they had 85 running backs. One moment, Jonas Gray scores 4 touchdowns. You're like, oh my God, Jonas Gray. And then 2 weeks later, where's Jonas Gray? I don't know. It's a practice squad player somewhere.
Yeah.
So like it does
look at
that.
the best running backs in the league. I mean, did Derrick Henry make the playoffs? No. Did Chubb make the playoffs? No. You can't go down the list and see how many of the top backs are winning playoff games. It's not that many.
Hey man, Christian McCaffrey could play.
Christian McCaffrey,
and that brother, man. Yeah.
Hopefully that was one. He won one playoff game, but other than that, I mean, who else? Who of these major backs are winning multiple playoff games?
That's the problem. It's the position. If he's a wide receiver, we're not having this discussion. He's getting his money. You know what I mean? He's getting his money and boom. It's a quarterback. He's getting his money and it's boom. It ain't a debate. You know what I mean? Defensive end, getting the money. Defensive tackle, Dexter Lawrence. This disease, like he got the money. He was the fourth highest paid defensive tackle. Now he's the fifth because Quentin Williams got his contract. And now that deal Joe Shane looks like a genius, but Dexter Lawrence got paid. Let's not act like Dexter Lawrence was like, hey, yeah, I'll take a team-friendly discount. Like the only people being paid more than Dexter Lawrence were Quentin Williams, who everyone thinks he's the next coming of Warren Sapp or Aaron Donald, and then you have Aaron Donald. And then I think it was Deron Payne. You know what I mean? So there's that. And Dexter Lawrence is a top 5 defensive tackle. Let's not act like he took a team-friendly deal. He didn't take a team-friendly deal. He couldn't go into negotiations and be like, oh yeah, give me more money than Aaron Donald. They'd be like, no. Okay, fine. I'll settle for third. Like, deal. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And then the Jets paid Quentin Williams 96. And shout out to Nicole Lynn, by the way, great agent Nicole Lynn. She's killing the game. Shout out to you. But yeah, man, he was the offense last year. But the thing is, I think Caleb, it's gotten to the point of this negotiating is like, if he does leave, it happens. The deadline's the 17th.
But even you feel like, okay, well, he could be replaced. So even if you as a fan,
but the thing is,
we could just probably get scheduled another running back that probably do almost.
But the issue is like, what does Brian Daboll want to do with his offense? In Buffalo, Caleb, when he was in Buffalo, who was the running back? It was Devin Singletary. You didn't really care about Buffalo's running backs. For years, they're saying Buffalo needs running backs, and Brian Daboll, when he was the coordinator, was like, "Do I really need a running back? Do I? Not really." You lost to Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, but it happens. The only people who don't lose to Patrick Mahomes are Tom Brady. It happens. Everyone loses to Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? It happens. So personally, that was a defensive fault, not an offensive fault. They shouldn't have been playing prevent defense. That one of the worst defenses ever decisions I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just complete another horse shit. That was Sean McDermott's fault, by the way. Reports are saying it was Sean McDermott's fault because Leslie Frazier didn't want to do prevent, but Sean wanted prevent. So it is what it is. So does he care about running backs? They have 15 wide receivers. They have 3 running backs in there's Gary Brightwell, there's Eric Gray, there's Jashawn Corbin, and Matt Breida. Those are the 4 running backs, not named Saquon Barkley. Yeah, those are the 4 running backs. While in the wide receiver core, you have 25 receivers fighting for 10 positions, 8 positions. So clearly what position Brian Daboll likes, who, contrary to belief, Brian Daboll helped build Alabama receivers when he was at Alabama. Guess who were the 4 receivers he helped create? Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. So receivers is his bread and butter. He loves receivers. So Brian Daboll will be like, I love Saquon Barkley. He's a tremendous talent. But I don't care about the running back position. I don't care. Could it be that Brian Daboll's the one saying to Joe, I don't really care about Saquon Barkley like that. I care about him as a person. Maybe, I don't know. He probably could not even care about him as a person. We're speculating here. He could be like, as a football player, schematic wise, for our offense, give us anybody. Mike Kafka coming from Kansas City and the Eagles, where Andy Reid basically said, which running back do I give me some random kid from Toledo named Kareem Hunt. Give me Chidari Derek West or Damian Williams, like, and Mike Kafka's like, we can do our offense with any running back, you know. I want to keep Saquon Barkley because I want weapons. I want the best receiver. I want the best running back. I want the best offensive line. Give weapons. I don't care. Just give us all the weapons. Because like if you want to go like, you know what, guys, they can't handle the run. We can go smash mouth. You can't give, you know, Matt Breida 30 carries. You know, you can give Saquon Barkley 30 carries. Yeah, you can. I want to keep him. I want to keep him. You know, because I want weapons, Caleb.
Yeah.
I want weapons. Give Daniel Jones all the weapons. Give me all the weapons. If you saying he's your guy for the next 5 years, give him all the weapons. Keep getting weapons. Go get DeAndre Hopkins too. Give me that guy too. Give me all the weapons. All the weapons. And especially when you want to get the most important weapon, you better shore up that offensive line. Make sure that weapon is good. And they did with John Michael Schmitz and, you know, Evan Neal, Andrew Thomas. And then you have the guards and Ben Bredesen, Mike Lewinsky. Like, you want to shore that up too. You want to have a good cohesive unit. Give me all the weapons, man. I want to keep him. I do, man, because I see his value for this team. He led the charge for the first 10 games. He led the charge. You know, and then the reason Daniel Jones had an easier time is that people keyed on the run. They keyed on the run. You know, Daniel Jones, when he was running the ball, a lot of times Saquon Barkley was right there. And people were like, yo, is Saquon going to get the ball? You know, he pulled it, then run. He pull and run. You know, Daniel Jones, you know, he's a big dude, man. He's 6 feet, he's like 6'5". He's a big boy. And he got some athleticism to him. But Saquon Barkley, the rushing, the threat right there, it helps freeze the linebackers. Because that's what you want. That's what you want to do with the linebacker. You want to make him freeze for a minute. You want to make him think. Like people are like, oh, no, are you sure you want to make, like, you want to make them think? Because if they're just reacting, they're dangerous. Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly, they just use because they never really thought, because they already had the answer before the play even started. They did all their thinking pre-snap, and they got you. You know, and then when the ball snapped, they knew where they were going, so they never really thought. Like they never really thought because they already knew the answer. It's like, boom, there it is. Bam, got you. I knew where you were going. Bam, I got you. You know, so you know, that's what you want, man. You know,
so do you think he will be there week 1, or you think he even holds out for that long?
I think they do it. Cause this was this 19.5 guaranteed thing. It's kind of weird.
Do you think it's on his side that he caves a little bit? Like he signs, concedes more than they do?
I think he's probably gonna concede a little bit. Because here's the thing. Here are the top running backs in the league. He is at 10 million. Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon are all making more than him. Tony Pollard and Josh Jacobs are on the franchise tag. That's why they're also making 10 million. They all have the same contract. They all have the same $10 million. That's the franchise tag. So it's Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon. That's 11 and 12. So the 12.5 is Derrick Henry's contract. He said, I want more than 12.5. And then there's $15 million for Alvin Kamara. So he's looking at Alvin Kamara like, I'm just as good as you. Like, what do you do that I can't do? I have beaten your team doing what you do. Like, I remember the Saints game where he caught the game-winning touchdown pass as a receiver. He ran the ball very well. He showed Alvin Kamara, I can do what you do. You are not better than me. You are not that special compared to me, because I'm better than you. And then there's the Christian McCaffrey deal at 16. The problem with Christian McCaffrey's deal is he got it when he was 24 years old. He got it when he was 24. So he was still healthy. He showed Carolina that he was the man. He was the one-man offense. And they had a new coach. Matt Rule needed to secure Christian McCaffrey to help him build the team. It was circumstance for Christian McCaffrey's contract. But now Matt Rule's gone and Christian McCaffrey's gone. And now the contract really doesn't look that bad because, you know, the Niners are like, man, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. Who gives a shit? Give anybody the money. I don't care. I think Saquon Barkley is there week 1.
Okay. And if he's not there week 1, how does that impact you guys going up against my Cowboys?
You guys are not going to be scared of the run. You're going to be looking at, you're going to be like, you know, like Jonathan Hankins and Mozzie Smith are going to be like,
because you know how much we sacked the crap out of Daniel Jones in the last 2 games last season.
Yeah,
we were all over. I mean, we hit like a record for like most pressures on.
I believe
on the quarterback.
Dexter Lawrence had 4 sacks by himself. He took Evan Neal to school. He took him to school.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus, what I say?
Dexter. That's your guy.
That's
Yeah,
true.
DeMarcus.
The better Lawrence. Very good. Sorry. So yeah, so DeMarcus.
But yeah,
he took Evan Neal to school.
He's gonna be you're gonna be heavily reliant on Daniel Jones dropping back, and that's just gonna let us, you know, tee off on him.
Pin your head back, pin your ear back, and just run after him. Yeah. And like, cause here's the thing, like at the end of the day, you know, if they don't respect you as a player, they don't really care. Like they're gonna look at the 4 running backs and be like, Jayshon Corbin, Matt Breida, Eric Gray, Gary Brightwell, like Mozzie Smith and Jonathan Hankins will be like, bruh. Really, bruh? Like really? Like really? You know? That's what's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Christensen. He said we should start reviewing CFL. Damn it. One day, Ryan, if they make sure their broadcasting deal's all right. You know, they moved their broadcasting from ESPN to sport to CBS Sports. I didn't even know that. Shout out to you, Jose. Shout out to Jose.
Awesome.
So yeah. I think it's gonna if we start bad, I think it's an Emmitt Smith situation.
Where they just
I think it's an Emmitt Smith. But the thing is, if let's say we beat you and we like win 1 or 2 more, like we like start like 3-0 or like 2-0,
yeah,
they're gonna be like, we don't need Saquon, and they're not gonna go back. But if we start 0-2, 0-3, 1-2, they'll be like, where's Saquon? Where is he? Hello, Saquon. What do you want? All right, fine. Sign the contract. See you tomorrow. See you next week. Click. You know what I mean? Because guess what y'all did? Guess what happened when Dak Prescott broke his ankle? Dak Prescott broke his ankle and made more money, Caleb.
Yeah.
He made more money because Jerry Jones was like, what? I'm not giving you nothing. Yeah, go send Andy Dalton out there and Cooper Rush. Oh my God, Andy Dalton and Cooper Rush. Ugh.
I don't think Cooper Rush was there that
my
year.
bad. Sorry. It was like Andy Dalton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, oh my God, look at Andy Dalton. Oh my God. Like, hey, where's Dak's number? Dak.
Yeah,
hey,
that was Ben DiNucci. Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, it was Ben DiNucci. It's like, Dak, I can't watch Ben DiNucci anymore. I can't do it. What do you want? You want 96 million guaranteed? Okay, deal. See you next year. Click. You know, that was it. Sometimes that's how deals go, man. Like, what do you want? Give me 50 guaranteed. Fine, deal. That's how it be. But if we start like 3-0, Saquon Barkley's gone. It's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Because you know the fans are gonna be like, we don't need you. The team's gonna be like, we don't really need him. The front office is gonna be like, cool, we don't need him. The media then says the front office got it right, and then everyone starts pointing at the Giants for getting it right. And then if he doesn't, if he sits out, like if he Le'Veon Bell's the situation, if he sits out, and we make the playoffs without him, and we have a good season without him, they're not re-signing him. They're moving on. You know, but it's gambling, bro. You're gambling. You're playing roulette, and you want them to hit on that number you chose. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win big, Dak Prescott, Emmitt Smith. Sometimes you lose badly. Who was it? Jimmy Garoppolo, where he like broke his leg or something like that. Or you know, like it happens.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. I want him back because I want weapons. Give me all the weapons. It is what it is, yo. It is. But the thing here is this, you know, who else is gonna pay him that money? Someone's gonna pay him.
Are
the
they?
Giants gonna do it?
Do
You know?
you think so?
Shout out to the Rogue Pod. Rogue Pod says, he kept saying, he would look good in Baltimore. Is Baltimore gonna give him $16 million a year? Yeah, are they? Because he's not gonna go to Baltimore and be like, oh, I'm going to Baltimore. Oh, yeah, you can just give me 12 and a half or 14. You're gonna be like, nah, bro, 6 million, 16 million right now. Or, he's playing with Lamar Jackson. Could he take a little bit less? Probably. Depends. Or he doesn't care that it's Lamar Jackson. He says, I don't care if it's Lamar Jackson, Harry Jackson, or Joe Jackson. Give me 16 million. You know what I mean?
I mean, Tony Pollard's on a 1-year deal. I mean, we could use one of the running back next year.
See? He's like, I don't care if it's Dak Prescott, Tony Prescott, or Elliott Prescott. 16 million. If he becomes a Cowboy, I swear to God, I'll lose my absolute living mind. That would never happen. It's like if Michael Parsons went.
I don't know if he's really mad at y'all. He's just like, I'll go as a rival.
Nah, man, what is this? He wouldn't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Nah, and I love running backs, man. I grew up wanting to play running back. I was a running back growing up, and then they were like, you're not that fast, so you can't play running back. I was like, oh man, that's hurtful. I'll play fullback. It's like, no. I was like, oh, okay. I was a running back, so I feel for them. They used to be the position. They were the prime position. It's like, you got to pay your running back. You got to pay your running back. If you were a running back in the NFL, you got paid. You were the man. Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James. You were the man. You got paid, man. You got paid. But then Mel Kiper famously said, I would never take a running back in the first round. I don't care. Never. You never. He's the reason, Caleb. It started with like, never take them in the first round. And then it permeated to like, okay, if we're never going to take them in the first round, they're not that valuable. So why pay them? And then you start seeing.
You could even see the difference in fantasy football of receivers and quarterbacks going higher than running backs nowadays in the first round.
Because you don't know who's starting. Yeah, now you don't know who's starting. Who's the bell cow. They're doing running back by committee, and then certain offenses devalued them. Andy Reid also helped that because Andy Reid, you gave him Brian Westbrook, and you're like, oh, look at Brian Westbrook, he's awesome. And then he's like, I don't need Brian Westbrook, give me somebody else. And he moves Brian Westbrook on, and then Andy Reid's like, I don't really run the ball. Why should I even do it? That was a big thing about Andy Reid. It was like, he doesn't run the ball. That's why he doesn't win. He made 5 NFC championship games. He made 1 Super Bowl with the Eagles, but he never won. Why? Why didn't he never win in Philly? Oh, he never ran the ball. He never ran the ball. And yeah, he never ran the ball, and he had horrible time management. But guess what? When he happened in Kansas City,
because Brian Westbrook tore us up all the time.
Yeah, but then he got rid of Brian Westbrook. He didn't run the ball when he needed to run the ball. You know what I mean?
LaShawn McCoy after that.
I'm insulting Andy Reid. Let me insult Andy Reid, okay?
I feel you. I mean, that's great, but I know there's a lot of running backs that I remember. Not fond memories of the running backs.
Okay, you know what? I digress. I retract that statement. You're absolutely correct. But still, he had the reputation of, why doesn't he run the ball? That was his reputation. And when Andy Reid, apparently, the best head coach in the game, not named Bill Belichick. And then Bill Belichick, he's the one who's like, man, running backs, just give me some random kid named LeGarrette Blount. I'll give me James White. Like, he had like 8. Give me Brandon Bolden, Danny Woodhead, Rex Burkhead. And you're like, who are these random ass running backs, dude? Like, who are these people? Like Bill Belichick also is the reason that running back by committee thing. So it's like, you find a running back that fits your scheme. The Patriots were like, we really like receiving running backs who don't really need to run, but the receiving running backs will be very key. That's why James White is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He fit perfectly, hand in glove. That's why James White, by the way, has the most receptions in a Super Bowl game with 21 or 20 or something like that. He owns the record. A running back owns the receiving record, Caleb. That's nonsense, man. So, yeah. We've been talking around in circles, man.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, I hope you're there week 1. I hope you got your
I hope you're
contract.
not there week 1.
I hope you are.
I hope
hope
as much money as you can get.
The problem is,
You hold out.
what's the deadline this Monday? Is it for them to sign the tender
for an extension?
But okay, so
at least for Tony Pollard, it is.
No, it's everybody. It's the franchise tag.
All the franchise to sign an extension.
Okay. I was always confused, Caleb. Like, if they don't sign the contract by that extension, can they still get the extension?
I don't know. I think it's just pushed off to renegotiate at a different time or something like that.
So then why have the extension? Or like why have the deadline for the extension?
I don't know how that works. I just know I just know the deadline. I just don't know the deadline date. Like that's the deadline for an extension. Otherwise, I don't know how it works after that.
Yo, man, the NFL makes this complicated on purpose. Because like if you give them a deadline, like is a deadline for the extension or is it a deadline for them to sign the tender? And if they don't do by
Tony Pollard only signed his tender is to sign a long-term contract with the Cowboys and
so if he doesn't get it by then, he has to play on the tender.
Yeah.
Well, Saquon hasn't signed the tender.
Oh well, then there you go. He has to sign it. I don't know. I don't know. He has to sign it. I know he has to sign it by a certain date. No, and then he starts getting fined.
So this Monday is if he does not sign the tender by this Monday, he can't get the franchise tag money. He has to negotiate a deal. There it is. The deadline is the franchise tag deadline, where like Tony Pollard has already signed it. So technically, the deadline means nothing to Tony Pollard because he's already signed the tender.
They just don't negotiate the
they want to
long-term contract. It kind of just goes until the next offseason.
Mm-hmm. So like if he doesn't sign by this Monday, he can't get the he has to. Saquon needs a deal. Like if he doesn't sign the tender by this Monday, he needs a deal because that means the following money, the $10 million that's guaranteed, is gone. It's gone, like gone. If he doesn't sign by this Monday. And that means only long term. Okay, got it. Now I got him. Now it makes more sense. I think. Okay, I'm not okay. I think that's what that means. I'll look it up more offline. I'll look it up more offline because it's confusing the living shit out of me right now. All right, Caleb. Any more news?
Not for us.
That's it, man. It was just Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I feel like I said a lot and I didn't say anything. I just gave people information. He was the engine of the offense last year. He was the man. And there's a lot of sentiment like you're a fan of the team. You can care for the player as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you still care about the team. So you really are rooting for the team to win in these negotiations. You want to keep Saquon Barkley, but you want to keep him on a cheap deal. But if Saquon leaves, Saquon leaves. That's the thing people want to talk about, man. It's because at the end of the day, if who was one of your favorite Cowboys of all time, Caleb?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Well, obviously Emmitt Smith is my favorite Cowboy of all time.
Well, yeah, but then like Emmitt Smith you weren't born for the negotiation, were you? You don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
No, yeah, you don't remember that. So like that was like the big negotiation, but
when, I do remember him leaving us because after going to the Cardinals, that sucked to see.
Yeah, but did you stop being a Cowboys fan?
No.
That's the point some of these fans are making. You're not gonna stop being a fan of the team. You know how many people have left Baltimore that probably Tony or Jose liked? Like they're sad that they left, but they never left. The Giants have a lot. Justin Tuck was a Raider. Justin Tuck was one of my favorite Giants of all time. I was like, oh damn, he's a Raider. That's horrible. Also, what Jason Pierre-Paul doing? And I just kind of there's that sentiment. Like, do you really care what you want to keep the players that you like, but you don't want to, you want to shortchange them. Basically, they say this is what I'm valuing.
What benefits the team. That's what we want. I mean, we want the team to win.
It's business. It's just,
and it's not like business. we want the team to have more money. No, we just want the team to have more money so they can give better players more money. Mm-hmm. We just want more talent. That's it.
That's
more
talent,
better team. It's not we're rooting for the richer guys to get richer. No, it's just if they have more money, they can spend it on other players and have a better team. We want a better team.
You know what we should do? Get rid of the salary cap. Get rid of it. Get rid of it, man. Then you'll know. Then you'll find out you'll find out which owners make.
Well, then we can blame the owners and then say, yeah, you should, should have gave him more money.
Mm-hmm. You'll find out which owner's really rich and which owner's poor as shit. If the salary cap didn't exist, you'll find out certain owners are like really, really rich that you're like you could destroy the market here. It's like, yeah, I could if I wanted to. Like the Walmart guy who owns Denver. If the salary cap didn't exist, he would probably destroy the market for certain positions. You know what I mean? Like world football type shit. You know what I mean? Like, why are you playing a left guard 25 million a year? Because I can. You're like, okay, cool. Nice, man. But on that note, we have capped our show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Faraz Malone. You can find me at Faraz Malone on Twitter. You can find me here on the Let's Get Ready Network, the Highlights channel. We are over 100, Caleb. We're at 101.
We did?
Yes, we did.
What's that? Awesome.
We got over 100. I thank you guys so much. I mean, shout out to it was a commenter who said, I am your 100th subscriber. I'm gonna find out your name. Unless Adelia knows their name. Shout out to you for being that 100th person. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wherever you are. I appreciate you. Your name escapes me right now, but you know who you are, and I deeply appreciate you being that 100th person.
It was a bot.
No, I hope not. He seemed like a real person. But if he was a bot, no, man. Hope it's not a bot. But I digress. Also on our entertainment channel tonight, it's the debut of our brand new show, The Open Table. It is me and Adelia's long form discussion show where we invite people to our weekly dinner party. And you know what we do at dinner parties? Huh?
What we eating?
No, it's the concept of a dinner party. We're not actually eating. You know what I mean?
Damn.
You know what? Maybe in the future we do eat. We'll see. But this is today is the very first episode. I will be dressing as I'll be snazzy. I'll be wearing some stuff. As well as we'll be talking about the bear. We'll talk about the infomercials. Ethanol Brown. Shout out to you, Ethanol Brown. I hope I said your name right. You were the 100th subscriber. Appreciate you so much for your support. And if you want to keep being more supportive, make sure everyone to like this video and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell to get all our content, all our notifications. We're going through we have a FIFA playthrough series that I'm doing. It's coming out. We're rolling it out slowly but surely. The entertainment channel, Open Table, tonight, 8:00 Pacific, 10:00 Central, 11:00 Eastern. You're invited to our dinner party. Or me and Adelia. I'm gonna tell Adelia about the Bear season 2 and season 1. We're gonna be talking about infomercials back in the day. Those infomercials where they wanted you to buy, Women's World Cup. We're gonna talk about it. Infomercials with the knives and the slap chops and the ShamWows and all that jazz. It's gonna be a phenomenal conversation. We're gonna introduce the show, show you guys what it is. In the future, we'll bring on guests, inviting people on. But that's pretty much all I got. Caleb, what about you?
You just find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Twitter and Instagram, and pretty much just be doing. Like I said, you can find me at Dallas Cowboys training camp in a couple weeks when you report to camp on 25th. But I'll be there on the 28th and the 29th.
Get some videos.
Yeah.
You got a camera?
I'll bring my laptop probably.
No, videotape when you're at training camp and videotape stuff.
But yeah, my phone. I'm putting the camera on the phone.
I know, good. So make sure you do that so we can create probably a future vlog maybe. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.